This is probably the coolest and most useless design element I have ever seen, but I have to admit, I do love it. Hi guys, my name is G.P.S. and welcome back to my channel. Last week I posted a video about some of the new bags that Hermes is supposed to be launching for fall/winter 2020. But a couple of you guys reached out to me asking me if I know of anything new that we should be seeing in the near future. And I realized that I have never made a dedicated video on all the new launches that Hermes should be coming out with for spring/summer 2020. I did show a couple of pieces here and there, especially in my Hermes vlog that I'm going to have linked up here. But today I thought that I would take the opportunity to talk about all the new things that we should be seeing, hopefully as soon as the Hermes stores reopen, whenever it's safe to do so. And I'm really hoping that they'll have some great new things for us to look at and potentially pick up. So I have a couple of new SLGs, bags, as well as fashion jewelry here that I wanted to share with you guys. And surprisingly, well, not really surprisingly because it is Hermes that we're talking about, there are a couple of pieces from the fall/winter 2019 collection that are yet to hit the stores as well. So hopefully those are pieces that we'll be seeing in the near future as well. And if you want to learn about the latest and greatest from Hermes, then please keep on watching. Let's start with fashion jewelry. I think I'm going to start with fashion jewelry and work our way up towards bags. And the first two pieces that I wanted to tell you guys about are actually pieces that I showed and talked about briefly in my Hermes vlog, so I'm going to have that linked up here and also down below. And the pieces that I'm talking about are the new metal cuffs for the CDC bracelet as well as for the Evelyne bracelet, which is brand new. These are going to be two pieces that are made of stainless steel. And Hermes claims that this is the first time that they have ever put color to steel. This is the first time that they were actually able to color steel, which is kind of surprising to me that they don't consider the So Black bags metal treatment a metal coloring. I guess it's slightly different because they did only coat the metal. Maybe in this case there is dye mixed in with the metal. But anyway, they claim that this is the first time that they have ever put color to steel. And these pieces, unlike their other pieces, are going to be made in California. As you guys know, Hermes is a French company and they're very proud of their French heritage. So most of their things, especially their bags, are exclusively made in France. I think they have a couple of shoes here and there that are produced in Italy and Spain. But as I mentioned, the majority of their things, especially leather goods, are produced in France. Right now, these are the only two styles that this new metal cuff is going to come in. And they are available or going to be available in a bunch of different colors. When I went to that Hermes event that I filmed for the vlog, they actually told us that each color was inspired by the California sunset. So it comes in some beautiful vivid colors. It comes in yellow, blue, red, as well as black. And I think there should be another color, but those are the colors that I'm sure they're coming out within the near future. And these bracelets are supposed to be unscratchable, unmarkable. They're not supposed to chip. So I guess we'll have to see whenever they come out. And they did introduce us to a couple of these different colors at the Hermes event that I filmed. And they do look beautiful in person. So I'm definitely considering picking up the black version of the CDC cuff. But if you're someone who loves the Evelyne handbag, then this definitely would be a great addition to your collection. And in terms of pricing, we don't have much information available. I definitely think that they're going to be more reasonably priced than their leather pieces. I would assume that the Evelyne bracelet is going to be somewhere around $600 and then the CDC maybe around $800, but that's just my educated guess. We'll have to see whenever they come out, and as soon as they do, I'll definitely let you guys know. Next up, let's talk about small leather goods. There are two pieces here that I want to mention to you guys. One of them, I'm sure that you're familiar with at this point because they have slowly been dripping pieces into the stores. And the piece that I'm talking about is the KYLIE To Go wallet, which is basically the reiterated version of the KYLIE wallet that you guys know I love and I talk about all the time. Well, Hermes realized that a lot of people use a KYLIE wallet as a handbag. A lot of people use it as clutch bags, and there are also ways that you can make it crossbody. You can either put the Shandong necklace around your shoulder and attach that to the KYLIE wallet. You can also use the, I think it's called the Maxi Twilly, the longer version of the Twilly scarves, to make it into a crossbody, and you can use it like that. So Hermes decided that they're going to create a shoulder strap specifically made for the KYLIE wallets, and the KYLIE to go wallet was born. It's essentially the same style and same design as the KYLIE wallet. However, on the inside, it does have these two little studs that allows you to add this very thin piece of leather onto it and basically use that as a shoulder strap. The strap does come with the KYLIE to go wallet, which means that it's a little bit more expensive than the regular wallet. But if you're someone who loves crossbody bags, and if you're someone who is a fan of the KYLIE wallet, but you definitely want to wear it as a crossbody bag, then I think it's really worth it for you to look into purchasing this. Otherwise, if you like the KYLIE wallet, you can easily, as I mentioned, add either a necklace or maybe a longer scarf to make it into the crossbody look that the KYLIE to go wallet has. And this new to go style is also available in the Constance wallet. So if you're someone who prefers the Constance wallet, which is quite similar to the KYLIE wallet, I think it's just a little bit larger, but in terms of the layout, they're quite similar. Then if you prefer that style, then that's also something that is available for you. Next up is a piece that I think is one of the coolest innovations that I have ever seen from Hermes. It's absolutely useless, and I don't think anyone would really take advantage of it, but at the same time, I think it's super cool, and I have to admit that I do love it, and I would consider picking this up. And it is the Constance compact wallet, but in the glow version. Hermes had these Constance bags walk down the runway a couple of seasons ago that had this very interesting hardware. It also looked like enamel, but a lot of people didn't know what it was for a while. And then it came out that these are actually the new so-called glow pieces from the Constance collection. And they are supposed to glow in the dark. So I put a picture of it up here, what it looks like in person. And they're super interesting. It has this technology embedded in the Constance hardware that makes the H hardware glow in the dark, which is not something that I think anyone would really ever use, because it's not like you're going to go to a club where it's really that dark with a Constance wallet. But it is there, and in case you want to show off your H even when you're in the dark, then it is a cool piece to have. I think it's super innovative. I do have a feeling that it's going to be a little bit more expensive than the regular Constance compact wallet. I would say that it's going to be about $900 or $1,000 more expensive than the regular version. But if you're an avid Hermes collector, then I think this is really a unique piece to add to your collection. And finally, let's talk about bags. I'm going to start with the ones that I'm least interested in and then work our way towards the ones that I would consider picking up. And we have, I think, about 5 or 6 bags here. The first one is a new addition to the In the Loop collection, which is something that has been around for a couple of seasons now. I think they started with this necklace that was a phone case at the same time. Then they added a couple of pouches to the In the Loop range. And now Hermes is taking it to the next level, and they're coming out with a belt bag. I have only seen it in yellow, but I'm sure it's going to be available in a couple of different colors. Personally, this bag is not really doing anything for me. I would not consider picking it up, but in case you like the In the Loop collection or you like belt bags, then this is something that hopefully will be available shortly. As far as I know, I have only seen it in yellow, but I assume it's going to come in a couple of different colors. And Hermes, to be honest, hasn't had a belt bag release in a couple of years now. The last thing I can remember that they came out with in terms of new shapes was in their men's collection, but I think that's pretty much it. And also, some of the new Constance wallets that are coming out will have a little piece of leather on the back that will allow you to add them to your belt, but I wouldn't call it a bag, whereas this one is going to be sold as a belt bag. So in case you're interested, then this is something that will be coming out shortly. The next bag that we have here is one that I also showed you guys briefly in my Hermes vlog, and I got to see it in person there. And it is inspired by the Hermes Shandong motif, which I personally love. And if it's something that you have in your collection and you really appreciate, then this is perhaps a bag that you could consider. I have a feeling that this bag is going to be quite limited because I think they're going to be quite expensive, and when Hermes releases something that's on the more expensive side, they tend to only release it in limited quantities, which of course makes a lot of sense. But these bags will be available in a couple of different colors, and what's unique about it is that it comes with a little pouch on the inside that you can actually remove, and if you want to, maybe you can put your favorite scarf in there or different printed fabric, so you can spice up your little basket if you decide to do so. What I do really like about this design is that Hermes followed the same model that they used to make the Birkins and the KYLIEs, because I was told that this entire piece is cut and basically created from scratch by the same craftsman, which is something that Hermes does for their KYLIEs and Birkins, but I do appreciate the fact that they put the same amount of effort and thought into a seasonal piece. And As I said, if you like the Shandong pattern, then you might want to look into this when this becomes available. Next up, let's talk about a Birkin that is actually from the Fall Winter 2019 collection. But as far as I know, it has not hit the stores yet, or at least I haven't heard of anyone getting offered this particular piece. But it is quite unique. It reminds me of the HACs that they release on a regular basis in terms of the use of materials. And it is a Birkin in felt. I have personally only seen this Birkin in a size 30 in this deep navy blue color, which might be a blue Ankh or a blue Nuit. It's hard to tell just based on this one picture. But it is definitely a very unique bag. And in case you like to collect pieces that are harder to come by or more rare, then this is something that I think you might want to look into. When it comes to felt and canvas materials, you would think that they would be less expensive than the regular leather bags, but they're actually not. They tend to be a little bit more expensive than leather. But regardless, it is definitely a very unique bag. But keep in mind that because it's not leather, felt doesn't behave the same way. So canvas bags tend to not age the best, and the repairing is also slightly different. There are pieces that Hermes cannot repair because there's not really much that you can do about felt once it starts aging and peeling. Personally, I would not consider picking that up for that reason, but if you're someone who likes to collect more unique and rare pieces, then I would recommend that you reach out to your essay about this. Next up, let's talk about another Birkin that should be launching in the next couple of months. And it is something that I think went pretty viral on Instagram. I saw so many people posting about it. And it is quite a funny looking bag, and I'm talking about the new cargo Birkin. It is one that has this very funky kind of coffee holder on the side, which a lot of people thought was built into the bag. And while it is something that you can attach to the bag, you can also remove it, so you don't have to carry that cup holder around with you if you don't want to. I predict that this bag will be available quite shortly, just purely because of the fact that it got so much press. And it is something that you can look into. It's definitely a very unique and fun look. I do predict that this bag will be available shortly, just purely because of the fact that it got so much press. I personally would not consider picking this up. It looks a little bit too funky for me, but if you like more unique and rare pieces and something that's a little bit more utilitarian, then it's certainly there for you. And it does remind me of this Birkin and KYLIE cover that Hermes was supposed to launch a couple of years ago. I don't think it ever made it into production, or at least it was never available in the US as far as I know, but I put a picture of it up here. And to me, it has a very similar look. And in terms of pricing, again, we don't have much information available. I guess that it's going to be quite a bit more expensive than a regular Birkin. And if you don't want to spend that much money, you can always go and try to buy one of those ready-made Birkins. It also reminds me of the ready-made Birkins just because of the use of this military fabric. And last but certainly not least, the bag that I'm most excited about to launch is actually a new version of the Constance bag. I think the Constance is quite a controversial bag. Some people love it, some people hate it. I personally do like the Constance at this point, but it did take me quite a while to kind of grow to like it. It is one that can look a little bit boring, and I do like when they come out with more unique versions. For example, there are times when they put a piece of exotic leather onto the hardware, or they put enamel onto it. And this time, they are releasing it in the glow version. The glow version, pretty much the same thing goes that I said about the wallet. It glows in the dark, which might not have any functionality to me, but I think it looks incredible. And I love the fact that it is available in black, which, as you guys know by now, is my favorite color for bags. And I think this is a bag that would be a true collector's piece if you can get your hands on this. It is something that I think would look incredible in anyone's collection. And it's just something that I have never really seen another luxury house consider doing. And this is it, guys. This completes my video on all the new launches from Hermes for Spring/Summer 2020. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you have any questions to me, you can always find me in the comment section down below. If you guys want me to make more of these videos and maybe make it a regular thing to update you guys on everything new that's coming out from Hermes, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.